It's 3rd and 5. It's only the first quarter, and I think this is the second drive of the game. If not the second, the first drive of the game, right? It's 3rd and 5. Ball's on their 46. What do we usually know in third and medium downs, right? What's the first thing everybody says when it's third down comes? Shmoney down, shmoney down, shmoney down. Right? That means people make their money off this down because it allows you to continue to drive. And if you continue to drive, you have a better chance of scoring touchdowns. The more touchdowns you score, really, especially as an NFL team, the more games you win, and then the more money you make. So third downs are very crucial. It's like a micro thing that is for a bigger third down. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's really look at the structure of this because this is where it gets to where this is why it's it's essential that we communicate well and make the right calls. As you can see, Houston is lined up right now in a tight bunch, really close to the hash. You would say splitting the hash and the numbers really close to the hash. They're on the left hash, and let's look at the structure of the defense. You got the corner here. You got you got the free safety over here, strong safety, corner. And this is most likely the nickel, right, up top. And look at all these bodies right here on the line of scrimmage. Look at all these bodies here on the line of scrimmage. We're going to look at the tight, but I wanted to see the shell first to see what it looks like in the shell. If you see this is cover what? Here. I'm going to let you guys answer that in the comments. Okay. So let's go. I want to look at the back end first. Let's not even worry about that. You see he's on the line of scrimmage, right? We talked about the shell. We talked about who's the nickel, who's the safeties, who's the corners. Now let's talk about the box. This is where the big boys come in, right? Who's here? This is their end. 47 is their end, field end. This is their D tackle, right? Call him a nose or a tackle, just depending where he's at. He's to the field, so he's probably the tackle to the strength of the formation. And this is their Mike backer, right? The linebacker to the field or to the strength of, or really the middle. This is their will, located here, right? This is their other D tackle. We probably call him a nose guard or a nose tackle. And this is their end, right? It is very essential that, we talked about it earlier in the video. This is the money down. So defense makes their money off this down because if they get a stop, that means they get the ball back and they have a potential to score. So their incentive is to get to the quarterback, get a sack, put them out of field goal range, put them out of any range, and just give them better field position. Money down, money down, money down. This is where you make your bread. Okay? So they're going to come with a lot of blitzes, a lot of stunts, especially on third and medium. Third and medium is a blitz down. It's somewhere their defenses are very, very used to running all types of pressures, all types of stunts, and everything else like that. So as you can see here, this is a pressure look. In where a lot of places I played, we would call this look, especially with two linebackers mugged up in the A gap, we would call this double mug. Even split or even wide, because there's 2-3 techniques, double mug, right? So, therefore, you see the communication is being done. You see the communications is being done, but look at the running back. He's trying to figure out what the communication is, right? This is so essential, bro. We have to communicate with everybody in protection, right? This is blitz pickup. This is money down. This is where we make our money too. This is why they pay tackles crazy money, because you got to block these speed demons on the edges, right? And you'll see here that there is an effort of communication. We're trying to figure out what the call is, but you got to let everybody know that's trying to block this guy, the quarterback, or trying to block for this guy. So therefore, as you can see here, we're trying to figure out the call. He's communicating to at least one guy. So that means communication is done on the offensive line. This check's being made. And then look, you see the call. It's good. The running back sees it. He sees this call, or maybe we think he sees it. But let's see what happens, right? So that probably means that they're probably going to full slide left. But for some reason, there's some confusion. and then the DN comes clean, right? We have 6 guys. They have 6 guys. It should be a body on a body. Nobody should come clean in this protection. But this is what happens. The running back gets confused. Who else gets confused? The tackle, right? Check this out. The tackle is setting 2 people. You know what I mean? He's setting 2 people. It's kind of like he's blocking for really a 5-man protection. He got the inside guys. But the running back is in here. We should be able to block all this up, right? Another thing, too, is the running back is on, okay, let's say their left, obviously, as we're looking at, it's on the right, but he's on the left side of the protection. So we probably call this 61, right? 61 protection. And usually our calls there are 3-man slide calls just to block up things based off the play. Right. So as we see, he's on the left side. It's 61 protection, which means that usually a lot of times the call is embedded within the play call. So if it's 61, we'll probably go a 3-man slide to the right. If it's 60, we'll probably go a 3-man slide to the left. Right. 61, 60. If the back's on the left, we'll go to the right. If the back's on the right, we'll go to the left for a 3-man slide. And then the rest of the guys that's not in the slide are probably going to be man on big, right? So usually if we were to block this up regularly, it would be he has the C gap, he has the B gap, he has the A. He's man on the down guy, not the standing up guy, the down guy. And LT, Laramie Tunsil, the left tackle, is going to be man on the end. He'll probably lock his ass up. You feel me? Like no Diddy or whatever. Okay. Now the running back, therefore, is now left with whoever is left, but he's also going to scan. So he's going to be responsible for 2 people if he's in a scan protection, meaning that he may, since everybody's they're manned up here, we're sliding here. He has 2 responsibilities. He has the guy that's coming down the plumb line or anybody that's coming from sky to sky. That's why we call it scan. Right? Because he'll just have whoever's left, but he also has a read. If one guy comes, he has to read across and scan across the defense formation to understand who's coming. Because it's third down, it's money down. Someone's coming. They're blitzing. It's 3rd and 5. It's like perfect. It's like you study this throughout the whole week. This is something you study throughout the whole week. So this is very interesting how they did it. What they did is that from what it seems like there's confusion. That's why communication is so key. But it seems like they just full slid to the left. But let me tell you why that out of all the calls that you can make, this is probably the worst call that you can make. The worst call that you can make, right? Because you're going to full slide to the left, right? And you're going to ask the running back. To then, obviously, if they're going to full slide, that means they got to take care of all these guys right here, right? Within these gaps. This gap, this gap, this gap, this gap, this gap. So they're probably going to take up this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Now, who's going to block this guy? If they full slide to the left, that means he's telling him to scan, to cross the protection, go in front of the QB's face, and block a 290, 280-pound D-end coming full speed towards the running back. Out of all the calls that you make, and I'm sorry, this is my boy, like I'm not going to even say his name. This is the worst call that you can make because you're putting the running back at the utmost disadvantage in this protection. You want him to go across the formation, across the line, across the quarterback's face and block someone that outweighs him by at least 80 pounds, 90 pounds, maybe 100, okay? And he's going full speed. He has a full head of steam, head to go right to the quarterback. So, am I blocking him? No, okay, good. I'm not blocking him. So this is the worst call that you can make, and you'll see why here. That is very dangerous. That is very dangerous. You will get somebody hurt if we do not make the correct calls. And look, this is the NFL, right? This is not something that I'm trying to tell you that, like, it happens in every league. It happens in every level, at every division, where communication is key. The pre-snap has to be, the awareness and the communication has to be so on point, not because we want to get things blocked up, it's because we want to really make sure that nobody gets hurt. There's 2 things that's happening right now. This 280-pound guy is not even worried about the running back because the running back doesn't see him. So he's down the plumb line and talk about, like, not even trying. CJ Stroud has the ball, so he's not going to even, like, he's not protected at all. And he's coming straight down the pipe towards his face. There's 6 guys rushing. We have 6 guys in protection. There should be a body on a body, at least. There should be a hands on somebody. If someone gets beat, that's a whole different story. That's a whole different thing that we work on technique. But if this is a mental error, this is a missed assignment. And these missed assignments are very, very, very dangerous. Okay? So as we say this, you know, let's come up with solutions, right? Let's come up with solutions. I'm not trying to get on these guys. And what it looks like is just that Dieter didn't know where the running back was. He probably thought the running back was on the other side. It was probably a 60 protection call. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, right? But there's 2 solutions that you can have besides making this call that they made. They made the worst one. This is a probably middle one that could work a little better. And you guys probably have already assumed this. We'll stick with the protection call, right? The running back's on the left. It's 61 protection. So that means we'll just take the 3-man slide here, take care of this C, B, and A gaps, have my guys man on the bigs, and this guy, mano y mano, right? That's probably going to be one of, you know, someone's going to get their bell rung, especially if he's coming down the pipe. But the beautiful thing about running backs and what they can do, especially if this is more of like, it seems like this is more of a quick protection. It's 3rd and 5. So all I need is to get to the sticks, right? So it's not like he has to drop back and have a 7-step drop and get rid of the ball. He can probably get rid of the ball quick. So what this running back can do, especially if this guy's coming down the plumb line, straight to him, take out the kneecap, boy. Take out the kneecaps, right? Talk about dangerous, right? But that's something that can actually help, right? That can buy CJ Stroud just that extra second of time that he needs. If this guy's an athlete, he'll jump over him. It's whatever. But at least he'll slow him up, right? At least he'll slow his tracks. And if you want to take a mano man on, hey, power to you, bro. Go ahead and do it. You feel me? But this is a call that has to be made, right? The other solution, and the solution that I don't mind, especially with how this play is designed, you see that CJ Stroud's eyes go directly to the, or not directly to, it's in the middle of the field, but he's working his progression to the right. He's working his progression to the right. So that's probably why too, is that his read is over to the right. So you want to, you let the guy free from the read, right? It's crazy, and you want to protect the blind side as well. So this may not be the best call, but this is better based off where his read progression goes. It goes from middle to the right, right? So therefore, you probably wouldn't want this. This is a call that we could make, but it's better than the call that they made, right? I think, is that we full slide to the right and have the running back not have to worry about crossing the quarterback's face, having to block a full deal with more head of steam than anything else in the world. We can full slide to the right, and then he would just be on this guy. Way easier, can be right here in protection. He's a smaller guy as well, obviously. It's probably a better matchup than him going all the way across or getting all the way down the plumb line. And he could do the same thing. He can cut him right here. And CJ, especially if his progression goes to the right, at least he can now shade to the right and then follow the full slide, shovel to the right, and get the ball off and get the first down, right? But just an idea of why communication is key in protection, and good job by CJ getting rid of the ball and not getting killed, right? But it's very essential that we're on the same page. We understand what the consequences are if we're not. Oops. And money down, baby. This is 3rd down. We got to make sure we're tight. We know what's going on. We're communicating well, and we're effective in our communication and our protection. The technique can come later, but we got to know where we're going first, right? Thank you for watching. This is Blitz Pickup with the O-Line Room. We'll see you in the next video.